Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is Jayzan. This is What's Lantern Forge. Lantern Forge is a third-person builder game, builder block RPG-ish game. It's kind of a little bit of a hybrid of a couple games. It's pretty much equal parts RPG. Well, the level building part of RPG and block building game like Terraria-ish. It's got kind of a Terraria feel, but it's in 3D, and the reason I call it more of a Terraria feel is because it's a real action packed block building game. There's no options menus, can't really talk anything about that, so we're just jump right into the game. This is a game that was recently greenlit and released on Steam. I have a level 10 character. Your character levels up like an RPG system, and yeah, so you level your character with your attributes just like any other RPG system: strength, agility, strength, stamina, agility, intelligence. Let's show you real quick. Or strength, dexterity, intellect, and vitality. So it's the usual thing. Strength increases your offense. Dexterity is better evasion and range attack. It is magic. As you can tell, I'm going for magic. And vitality is health and health regen. And then there's also a skill system. Based off of you can multi-class if you want. There's knight, hunter, mage, and adventure. I've been focusing on adventure at the moment. I want to get these up because it just makes gathering and stuff a lot easier and less of a pain in the butt. And then you have magic abilities and passives, and same with range stuff and melee stuff. It's all kind of equal parts. You start off, you don't have much. You don't get attacked too much, but you do eventually. The enemies in the overworld out here level up with your character. So I'm level 9, so the enemies that attack me are also level 9. And this is kind of the game. What you're seeing here. This you start off with nothing. You're punching sticks. You pick up sticks and rocks. You make an axe, and you cut down trees, and you can replant trees. Like a little forest growing up here. You can replant food-bearing trees like these apple trees, and then you create various forges. Like this is a woodworking bench, which lets you create things out of wood. And then let me get closer. And then you have like a jeweler's bench, copper anvil, tailoring table. You can build a city, sort of, which draw NPC merchants. Like I built a farmer shop and a tool shop using my town center here that I built also. And it requires different things. Like for an armor shop, you need to have common logs, which you get from everywhere. You have to craft an iron tailoring table, which I don't have iron yet, and a stone smelter. And then once you do that, you can create the armor shop, and that'll attract your merchant into town, and they sell assorted things. It changes. And then there's farming as well. You can create seeds using your farm table, or your guarding bench, I mean. Or you can find seeds, which is how you kind of start. When you kill enemies and stuff, sometimes they drop like cotton, and then you can turn that into some seeds and start growing that. There's a bunch of different food stuff that you can make. I'm gonna eat up some food down here is your stamina, or food stamina or whatever. Your hunger level. If it gets down, you start. It's like a poison. You start starving to death. It's not too hard to keep up with your health or with your stamina. Energy is recovered by sleeping, and that's also pretty easy. Unless you're underground in the cave, then it can be an issue. So to farm, all you do is you get, say, waxberries. I'll put it in this slot right here. You just put it down and it'll grow on its own. You don't have to water it or anything. So it's kind of nice. You just put it down and you just set it and forget it. The trees, your food-bearing trees will just drop food on their own, and pretty frequently. And I spent maybe a half hour farming, and I've got 88 tomatoes because I created tomato plants and seeds, and the apples have been dropping a ton of apples. And then there's flowers and mushrooms, and here's some seeds right down here. And so let me equip some combat stuff. I have a staff equipped already. I'm gonna equip equip that one. There's rare items like this. This pick gives dexterity, intelligence, and vitality, and this one gives bonus to crit. There's your full equipment system. You have your information about your stats. See, my apples just bared fruit. Now they dropped a ton of apples. So I'll go pick these up. All right, so we're gonna go underground. I'll show you what it's like underground. The starting crafting tree is this. You get these are your first recipes that you can do. And then, as I mentioned, it goes all through here. You can create different foods. You can create different armors, weapons, and items. I'm going to rest at this. Probably become nighttime. Oh, no, I rested until morning. Okay, so I've rested to full energy. I am going to eat a kebab, and we're going to go underground. You can go into multi-levels. What you do is you build a staircase further down in your tunnel, and the further down you go, the stronger the enemies and the better the loot you can find. And you can go very far. I've only gone to the first floor, but all you have to do is dig a little bit further down, and you have stronger enemies. And these are all the different resources on this floor that you're seeing at the moment. I put a bunch of torches down. I don't have any on me, so it's going to get dark. We're going to explore an area that I haven't explored. Enemies will respawn. I need to put a pick on. Enemies will respawn behind you, and I need a shovel as well. I don't need that lantern right there. So it's very easy to grind experience. This stuff on this first floor is not very dangerous. It's all level 1 stuff. You'll notice at the very beginning of the game that it's really hard, and you're probably gonna die a couple times. But there's not really a death penalty that matters. You die and your durability loses. It matters later when you have like good equipment, but when you're first starting, it's good to just kind of go under here and just get yourself killed a couple times until you can kill a couple goblins and get some of their items. Once you pick up your first weapon and you're not fighting with like a stone pick or something, life becomes so much easier. And then once you gain a level, it all goes uphill. Alright, so we've broken into this part of the dungeon. It's an armor stand. It had a piece of armor in it, some money. Okay, so there's a goblin thing over there. I'll use my hammer for now. So these guys are level 3. So this is the strongest group of enemies on the first floor that I've fought so far. Level 3 enemies. So you can destroy their bases. That's what these are. The spawners of sorts. And they drop items, sometimes rare items, sometimes not so rare items. Alright, so I've got my magic equipped. I'm hitting walls. Yeah, these guys aren't too dangerous. And yeah, so this is pretty much the gist of it. You go around, you kill monsters, you gather loot, and you build, and you keep digging downward and exploring, and monsters get stronger as well as you. And as you level up, you gain more abilities, and it's very exponentially increasing. And the enemies can get pretty hard on the overworld. The ones you level are pretty dangerous, and you have to be careful. But just going around killing enemies is a good way to get some basic resources. Like here's some copper here, which I don't need anymore, but it was a pretty valuable resource at one point for me. I'll still pick it up though, because I can craft copper equipment, copper tools and stuff with it. And yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot else to say about the game. It's pretty entertaining. It does begin to lack in variance over time. After I find myself only being able to sit down and play this for about an hour and a half at a time, which, if you compare it to other games of this type, like Terraria, I would sit down and play that all day. I would play for 5 or 6 hours. something about this, it just doesn't hold my attention as long, and that's me and not you. So it might hold your attention better. But would I buy it? I would. I wouldn't be upset that I bought it, and it's a fairly solid game for what it is. It just seems to be missing something in my opinion. I just don't know what. Would I purchase it with the knowledge that I have from nowhere, from not playing it at all? Possibly. I wouldn't say don't get it, but if you're itching for a builder game, fairly solid. There's a lot worse out there than this. Then you should check this game out, or wait for it to go on sale, or just check out more videos if this one doesn't show you what you want to know. But I find it entertaining, and I'll probably give it a couple more hours at least. So I mean, I'm gonna get like probably 5 or 6 hours out of it, and it's a fairly cheap game. And if you want it, I'm gonna link the game in the description for easy access. So yeah, I don't say get it for sure, but you could, and you'll probably enjoy it for a couple hours at least. I haven't encountered too many bugs. There's one bug that I encountered, but it wasn't game breaking. So overall, it's fairly polished, fairly bug free, and it's a fairly entertaining game. So yeah, that's pretty much it on this game. You're going around these dungeons and you're killing the monsters and gathering loot and upgrading your town, and killing more monsters and upgrading your loot, and it's fairly samey, but it's fun in its own right. So yeah, anyways, thanks guys for watching. This is JZen. This is Lantern Core, and I'll see you next time.